Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So 18.65 Krishna says Manmana Bhav Matbhakto Madhyajimam Namaskuru Mame Vaishyasi Satyam Te Pradijani Priyosibe. So those who learned this sloka in the 9th chapter 34th sloka, last two lines you have to change. That's it. The first two lines are the same. So Krishna is repeating again and again. Manmana, Matbhakto, Matyaji, Mam Namaskuru. The four things Krishna says. Manmana, always think of Krishna by chanting holy name. Then Matbhakto, become Krishna's devotee. Then Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru, worship Krishna and offer obeisance to Krishna. So, Mame Vaishyasi Satyam Te Pradijani Priyosini. It's like Satyam Te, it's promising. He's promising to Arjuna. Why? Pradijani Priyosime, because Arjuna is very dear to Krishna. So, through Arjuna, Krishna is promising to all of us that if we do this, we can go back to Krishna. And then he tells the criteria. What is the criteria to go back? That is Sarvadharma Parityajya Mamegam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shuja. So that is 66. So, yeah. So in 66, he says Sarvadharma Parityajya. So this is a condition actually which Krishna says that you have to surrender to Krishna. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu don't say this also. He just say that chant Hare Krishna, then he will deliver us. But Krishna gives a concluding instruction. This is the last very important instruction by Krishna saying that Sarva Dharma, just leave everything else and just surrender to Krishna. Sarva Dharma Parityajya Mam Ekam. Krishna uses the word Ekam. Ekam means only. We see the word-to-word translation. Mam Ekam. Only me, Krishna is saying. That is only to him. Nobody else. That excludes the demigods and everything else. Because if Krishna has to say Mam Ekam means and Sharanam Raja, like you have to take surrender only to Krishna. Okay, then if we do this, then what happens? Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shuja. If we do this, then Krishna will take away all our sinful reactions. Ma Shuja, Krishna says, do not fear. That Ma Shuja is a very important word. Krishna says, do not fear. Krishna is always with us. But we don't have that faith. So it's very important to read Prabhupada's book and hear Prabhupada's lectures so that we develop that faith to Krishna. And sometimes we feel that, what if Krishna doesn't protect? And we start doubting us. And Krishna tests us also. Krishna might delay some things and then, or something might not happen according to our plan. And Krishna will see whether we are actually accepting it. And Krishna will test us in that way. But if we have faith in the Lord and it's like, oh, this is Krishna's plan, or this is what Krishna wanted, let me accept it like that. Then Krishna will start changing, in the sense it will be like pleasing to you, or he will change the plan according to what you want. But initially he'll test us. So similarly, like here it is said, Krishna says, Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo. So Krishna says that I'll take care of all his sinful reaction and he will test us whether we are actually surrendering. But this word surrender have 6 aspects. Did Rupa mention that? Okay. Is it given in the purport? It's given in the purport, right? The 6 aspects of surrender. Anukulasya sankalpa, pratikulasya varjana. Prakshishyat iti vishwaso gopitrete varanam tata atmanikshepa karpanyam shadvita sharanati. Is it given? I think somewhere Prabhupada have mentioned these 6 instructions. Yeah, you can see in the 18.66 purport, Prabhupada mentions this. This is from Hari Bhakti Vilas. Hari Bhakti Vilas is a very great book by Sri Sanatana Goswami. We can't even understand the ABC of it, but still Prabhupada takes references from there. And he says, you can see it in the third paragraph of 18.66 sloka. This is very important sloka from, because sometimes we say, I'm surrendered. So once one devotee entered the Zoom and the name was there. And then in the bracket it was like a surrendered soul to Krishna, something like that. So I was thinking whether that person really know the meaning of surrender. The surrender is a great term. Like Gajendra surrendered, Draupadi surrendered, Rumara surrendered, Prahlad surrendered, Kunti Maharani surrendered. They're all great exalted devotees. They actually surrendered. But did we surrender? Because if we have actually surrendered, we should follow these 6 things. What are the 6 things? Anukulisya sankalpam. Anukulisya sankalpam means accept what is favoring Krishna consciousness. Like, okay, so you are given a overtime job, and you'll get extra payment, but then that will help affect your sadhana. Like, in a sense, you won't be able to go get a pet Brahma Muhurta, or you will not be, no, that is different. That is second example. First example is you got some devotee association, friends with devotees. Should we accept it or not? A nice devotee circle, a Bhakti Vishya group, or somewhere where you discuss about Krishna and all that. So should we accept that? A devotee association or friendship with devotees?
Yes.
Yes. So that is called Anukulisa Sankalpa. That means we have to accept what is favoring Krishna consciousness. If my friendship with devotees will help us to grow in Krishna consciousness, so I should accept it. The second is Pratikulyasya Varjanam. That means you should give up what is against your devotional service. That's what the second example I said. Like, you're given an overtime job where you get extra paid, but then your sadhana will affected. You have to do overtime, so your sleep pattern disturbs, and the whole sadhana, you won't be able to attend class and like that. Then what should we do? We should reject that. We should be happy with whatever job we have at present, instead of as Nectar of Instruction says, Atyahara Prayasasya, like over endeavoring, over this thing, because it will affect our bhakti. So accepting what is favoring Krishna consciousness, are we doing that? Are we accepting what is favoring our Krishna consciousness? Are we rejecting what is not favoring our Krishna consciousness? Then Rakshishyat iti vishwaso. This is a great term, like, have 100% confidence that Krishna will help me, or Krishna will protect me. Avashya Rakshabe Krishna. Like Prahlad Maharaj. Did you see in the 7th canto where Prahlad Maharaj is calling for help? Draupadi called for help. She left both the hands and she said, Krishna, Keshava, Yadava, where are you? Please help me. Gajendra called for help. But did Prahlad Maharaj call for help?
No.
Oh, yeah, all are silent. Only Rajlakshmi Mataji is answering today. So no, he didn't call for help. Why? Why didn't Prahlad Maharaj call when he was put in so many problems? Why
Hare
didn't he
Krishna
call for
Mataji,
help?
he was
Yes, sir.
fully Krishna conscious Mataji, even at that age. With demoniac association also, he was the first preacher, first Krishna conscious
Draupadi was
Mataji.
also Krishna conscious. When Durvasa Muni and so many disciples came, and that Akshaya Patra pastime, where after Draupadi have her meal, then there won't be any, but immediately she remembered Krishna came. So Draupadi was also a surrendered soul. She was also a pure devotee. She was also fully Krishna conscious.
Prahlad had faith that Krishna will protect him. He is everywhere.
Prahlad says, when Narasimha asked Prahlad, why didn't you call me for help? You should have called me from the first time when your father started torturing you, like giving you poison and pushing you from the cliff and attacking with deadly weapon and snakes and a mad elephant and so many things. You should have called me. So Prahlad Maharaj says, you are my protector. I am 100% sure you're going to protect me. Why should I call for help? Like a baby, the baby will not, might be doing some dangerous things or something. Does the baby has to call for help? No, immediately the mother or the father will go, and if the baby is in danger, immediately the baby has just to cry. He or she doesn't even have to call father or mother. So that crying is the holy name. So Prahlad Maharaj was just chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya constantly. And that is the cry to the Lord. We are also chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That's like crying to the Lord to help us. So we don't have to literally ask for help, because Krishna knows. Prahlad Maharaj is like, you are my protector. You know that you have to protect me. Why? And I'm 100% sure that you're going to protect me. So why should I call for help? So this was his level of surrender. Yes. So he was completely okay. So he was completely into the strong faith that whatever happens, no matter what happens, Krishna will protect. Like the Gopas, when the Gopas went into the mouth of Akasura, the great big snake, you saw that picture where the Gopas were joyfully entering the mouth of Akasura. So nice to see. They like singing and dancing and entering. And some of the Gopas are looking back to Krishna because they know even if we are going into danger, because some of them had, because Akasura's mouth was like a cave and there's so much for plants around him, and he was so still. And some of the boys are like, we never saw this cave. And others are like, no, we have to go inside and just see discover what is inside. And then others are like, no, this is not safe place. Let's go back. But still, the people who actually went inside, the boys who went inside Krishna's mouth, they were very happy because they know no matter what happens, Krishna will definitely protect him. Okay. So yes. So, and this is the level of surrender which the Gopas had. So we may not be at that level, but at least whenever we are in situations, we can also have that strong faith. No matter what happens, Krishna will definitely protect me. So surrender, the term, has 6 aspects. So you can all go through this. This is a very important part in our life also, and practically and preaching application. So here it is said, Anukulesya Sankalpa, accept what is favoring Krishna consciousness. Pratikulesya Varjanam, reject what is not favoring your Krishna consciousness. Rakshishyat iti Vishwaso, have strong faith that no matter what happens, Krishna will definitely protect me. Gopitrete Varanam Tata, thinking Krishna as your maintainer. Eko jo Nitya Nityanam, Kshetras Chetananam, Eko yo Vidadikama. The one person is enough to feed all of us or maintain all of us. Okay, so Krishna is my maintainer. And Atma Nikshebe means I have to be submissive to the Lord, and Karpati, be humble. So this is Shadvida Sharanagati. Shad means 6, Shad Gosamis. So these are the 6 aspects of surrender. So if you take pure devotees, you can see they have all these qualifications. Yeah. So this is the aspect of surrender. So when we say that I am surrendered to Krishna, we should actually think, am I really surrendered? Am I fulfilling all these criteria? No. We may be somewhere 1 or 2 criteria or 3 criteria, but at least it is said the first 2 criteria we should try to follow. That is, accept what is favoring your Krishna consciousness and reject what is not favoring your Krishna consciousness. Like for example, somebody who's having a job in a fish store, somebody selling fish, or in a butcher shop, okay, or in a bar, somebody selling alcohol or cigarettes or whatever. What if that is if that is their business, or some leather products which is taken by the skin of some animals and all. So are such people given initiation in ISKCON?
No.
No? Then what do they do?
No, Mataji.
So what should they do? If they're chanting and if they're doing everything nicely, they know nice philosophy. Okay, somebody says yes. But no, actually, what happens? We tell them when they take shelter itself, we check their occupation and things like that. And we tell them, better you change your occupation. Because why? If we give them the initiation, the karma will go to the guru. Because he'll be chanting Hare Krishna, he will be not eating meat, but he is distributing the meat. There are 6 people who gets the sin of meat. Who are they? When you kill an animal, 6 of them gets the sin. Does anyone know? I think it's given in Bhagavatam.
Those who kill, those who eat, those who distribute.
Distribute.
Those who distribute.
So distribution comes
Those
in
who
butcher
cook.
shop.
Those cook.
Those who cook. Then what else? Those who give the order to kill the animal. Somebody who will be giving the order, no, kill that animal. And somebody who buys it, distributes it, cooks it, all of that, distribute it, eats it. And that's the main thing we forgot. So if a person is in a butcher shop and that's his profession, and he's killing animals and selling for his livelihood, but he may not be. So where is the 4 relative principles followed? Name ruchi jive daya. Okay. So so if that means he is doing namna yasya hi vale papa buddhi. This is the 7th offense to the holy name. What is the 7th offense? The holy name should be in your fingertips. Commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. So that means he is chanting the holy name, following 16, doing 16 rounds, but then every day he's doing the sin. He's breaking the 4 regulative principles. He may not be eating, but that sin comes to him. And after initiation, what happens? The sin goes to your guru. And that's the greatest sin we can ever do. So somebody was have taken initiation, and then a small fall down happened, and that means he had eaten meat or something. Something happened, and he asked his guru that I'm not able to control that. Well, like this happened now, what to do? So then I think it was meat eating only. So the guru said, it is as good as eating the flesh of your own spiritual master if you do that. So don't do that. Okay, that means guru aparadh happens. So once, I think, what profession he was? Yeah, he was a businessman, and he was selling the shoes and things like that. So the Maharaj was, another Maharaj was taking an interview, and he was about to take shelter. And those days, so many years back, 10 years back, it was like very strict, and it's like not online at all. It's like offline, and you are routinizingly studied by your particular temple. No online initiation. It's all very, very strict. Nowadays, it's very easy, but those days, very difficult. And you're studied by your spiritual master, and then only, and every week you're supposed to go to the temple and serve in the temple. Then only they will recommend for initiation, and not like for a few years, like 10 years sometimes. So they were like, and then during that interview, the Maharaj said, okay, in your shop, are you selling some leather products, the leather shoes and things like that? So he was doing, and he said that you should not do that anymore. If you give that promise, yes, I will give you the shelter or will process your for initiation. So, and I have also seen, like, when they have a bar and such professions also, they're not given initiation. Either they have to change the profession, or you better not take initiation. You can't do that. So, but there are sincere devotees who actually change the job because they are serious in devotional service. So, but then this, I'm just saying that is saying that this means surrender. If that person knows that my profession is going to block my spiritual progress, why can't I just give it up? So this is accepting what is favoring Krishna consciousness and rejecting what is not favoring. That job will not help me to progress in spiritual life, so let me give it off. So it's not easy for everyone to do that because of financial reasons and things like that. But then if somebody is very serious in devotional service, then all this becomes secondary to them. So all material things are just secondary. So this means surrender. That devotee who takes a risk of all this, that's a surrender. And I was just reading a quote. If you take risk in Krishna service, then you become the eyes of Krishna. Krishna will protect you so well. So you become very clear in front of Krishna. So these are the 6 aspects of surrender. At least the first 2 we can follow. Like accept what is favoring Krishna consciousness, reject what is not favoring Krishna consciousness. So this is Krishna's concluding instruction. In summarizing Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that Arjuna should give up all the process that have been explained to him, and he should simply surrender to Krishna. In other words, devotional service to Krishna in full consciousness is the most confessional part of the knowledge. This is the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Sarvadharma Parityaja is the last main instruction by Krishna, and so that is the concluding instructions by Krishna. So instead of satisfying our own personal material senses, we have to satisfy the senses of Lord. That's the highest perfection of life. The Lord wants that, and he demands it. One has to understand the central point of Bhagavad Gita. Our Krishna conscious movement is teaching the whole world this central point. Okay. So this is there. So this is the thing, like Anukulesi Sankalpa, the 6 symptoms of surrender. Accepting everything, favoring Krishna consciousness. Pratikulesa, rejecting what is not favoring Krishna consciousness. When Prabhupada's business failed, he could have started another business, but he didn't. He took it as Krishna's special mercy. It is said, Yasyaham anugrishyami harishe taddanam sane tadotanam tichantyasa swajana dukha dukhitam. So when Krishna favors somebody very nicely and the special mercy, he takes away your dana, and all relatives, everyone becomes your enemy. So Prabhupada took it as an opportunity to advance in devotional service, or he left home and took Vanaprastha and then later sannyas. We got Prabhupada because of, Prabhupada says that Krishna forced me to leave my material life, or Krishna, because like Narad Muni, when Narad Muni had his mother, and Narad Muni could not go with the Bhakti Vedantist because his mother was there, and Krishna took away his mother by the bite of a snake. The mother died, and everybody's like, oh, so poor boy, a very young boy. It was a Shudra son. She was a maid servant, and she also died. Now, who will take care of him? But Narad Muni took it in a different way. He said that this is special mercy of Krishna, Tattena Kambam Samikshamana. Because why? I had a block in my spiritual life. Krishna took that also away. So Prabhupada mentions in the purport, this is the way of Krishna pulling a soul closer to him. So if Krishna wants somebody to go back to him in this life, Krishna will take away all their attachment what they have. Because Krishna don't want anything to come between him and us. So you have to accept what is favoring Krishna consciousness. Each one's life is different. So I can't tell that you have to accept this, accept this. No, it's according to how your personal life is. Okay, according to your karma, whatever I said. But the decision is yours. We have a minute independence. So nobody can interfere in that. You have to take the decision that you have to accept everything favoring Krishna consciousness and reject which is unfavoring Krishna consciousness. Rakshishyat iti vishvaso. Should be firmly convinced. Like Uttara, she had so many people to go for help. Vishnu Maharaj, Bhima, Arjuna, all were there. But Uttara never went to anybody. Straight away when the Brahmastra of Ashwatthama came, she ran to Krishna. Pahi pahi mahayogin deva deva jagatpade nanyatad abhyam pashe tetra mrityu paraswaram. And she called out to Krishna and said, please protect me, protect my baby in the womb. She didn't go to anyone. Arjuna also surrendered directly. Shishyasteham shadimam tam prabannam to Krishna. So the firm conviction that Krishna will definitely give me protection. Govitrite varanam tata. Since this firm faith is not there, they go to the demigods. They think Krishna cannot protect them, so they want plan B, C, D, whatever. So then Krishna also will be like that to us. Krishna will see, are you really convinced that Krishna can protect you, or you still doesn't have that faith? So Krishna will see. He is as Paramatma in our heart. We can't cheat him. And Govitrite Varanantata means firm conviction, no matter what, Krishna is the only maintainer. No maintainer other than Krishna. Atma Nikshebe. Atma Niksheba is self-surrender. Okay, acts and things as Krishna desire. Okay, let Krishna. No, some devotees, whenever they speak, they say, if Krishna willing, if Krishna desire, let that happen. So, like Mataji, I'm planning to go to the Dham, or Mataji, I'm planning to take a Nirjala Ekadashi, or I'm going to do this. If Krishna willing. Namaste Prabhu always says, whenever we pray, Krishna, let that happen like this, then we have to put a comma and say, if you will. So, if you will, because that's Krishna's will. Krishna has to sanction, then only can we do something. If Krishna willing, it will happen. So we should think like that. That is called Atmaniksheba, self-surrender. And Sarpanye means humility. Humble, saying that like a pure devotee or a surrendered soul, never say I'm a Uttabadhikari or I'm a surrendered soul. No, he'll be very humble. So these are the 6 qualifications of surrender. So you can see Prabhupada having all these qualifications. He was accepting everything favoring Krishna consciousness. And when Prabhupada had things like people helping him with money, Krishna Prabhupada accepted it. Prabhupada was even waiting like 2-3 hours to get even 10 rupees from a person so as to print the Back to Godhead magazine. So he accepted what is favoring Krishna consciousness. Rejectors, like his own family, not protecting. His business was not helping. So he rejected. In fact, Prabhupada wanted a bigger business. Why? So that he thought that money can be used in Krishna consciousness. But then Prabhupada said, no, the money also has to be given by Krishna. So let me surrender. And then firm conviction, whatever happens in the Jaladuta, when he had the 2 heart attacks. So he was firmly convinced, no matter what happened, Krishna will give protection. And Krishna is the maintainer. Whenever Prabhupada visited other temples, and once one temple, like the Rajbhoga, and when we started Rajbhoga, we like vegetables and fruits, everything gets over like anything. It was 18 items every day. Not one time. One time it's 12 o'clock, then morning again, then evening, then early morning, like so many offerings to be given. So so much money or Lakshmi is required. So when we do that, some temples have problems because if they doesn't have much Lakshmi. So what they did, they cut the offerings. They made it less. So Prabhupada was not knowing this, and Prabhupada just went to the temple, and Prabhupada asked they took darshan of the deity, and he came to the president and said, I think Radha Krishna have lost weight. I can see them very thin. And they said to me that the offerings are not given properly on time, and it's not given in the right amount. What is happening? Then the president got the shock of his life, because nobody knows except the president and the pujaris that such offerings are not done. And then Prabhupada came to know that, because the deities talked to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada understood, and Prabhupada's like, then the president is like, Prabhupada, we have money issues. We couldn't maintain the temple. And for that, we cut short the offering. So immediately Prabhupada replied, Krishna will maintain. Krishna gives the money. You do the Rajbhoga, but Krishna will maintain. But then that happened. So there's no other maintainer except Krishna. Prabhupada was convinced with that and self-surrender. Okay, whatever Krishna desired, Prabhupada was saying in the Jaladuta diary, the poem. He said, if Krishna have brought me to America, Krishna has a plan here. Krishna has a desire that I should be. Otherwise, at the age of 70, why should an old man like me, Prabhupada was saying, has come to America, city like America. So if Krishna have brought me to there, so he have a desire. So he was ready to go with the desire of the Lord, and he was very humble. Prabhupada never said that he started this movement, or he was very not proud saying that this whole movement is because of him. He always said, this movement is the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. He's the powerhouse. And he always says that this movement was started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Goswamis. I'm just continuing. He gave all the credit to his spiritual master. So one must become a devotee of Krishna, and the essence of all religion is to surrender to Krishna. That was the last instruction in Gita, the last word in all morality and religion, just to surrender to Krishna. This is the essence of teachings of Bhagavad. But surrender has a big aspects. At least let's take the first two steps, baby steps. What are they? Accepting what is favoring Krishna consciousness and reject what is not favoring Krishna consciousness. Like materialistic life, having a lot of parties and so many other things. If that is stopping your spiritual progress, don't go. Initially, it is difficult. But then even if you go, don't eat there or don't mingle so much there. And accept devotee association. If we get a chance to go to temple, a chance to associate with devotees, never leave that, because that will help us for growth, for our devotional services. So that is what 66 Krishna said. That is a Sarvadharma Bhakti, and Prabhupada gives a very nice puppet. Please read through that. Idam te napasakshetaya napaktaya kadashana nacha shushusha devachyam nacha mamyo abhyushuyati. So this confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere or devotees or engaged in devotional service, not the one who's envious of Krishna. So Krishna says to Arjuna in the next sloka, don't tell this Bhagavad Gita to a non-devotee. But what are we doing in level 1 courses? Are they all devotees who come? So are we not going against what Krishna told? Yes. Krishna is telling, don't tell this confidential knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to a non-devotee. So he's telling them, never be explained this knowledge to somebody who's not devoted. You can put in the chat also. Devotees are most merciful than Krishna. Okay. Sadhakas, okay. One who are trying to become a devotee. Yeah. They are trying to become a devotee. They are not devotees. Devotees are more merciful than Krishna. Yeah, that's a nice point. Like, even though Krishna says that don't tell this to the non-devotees, a devotee take the risk and tell it. A devotee is more merciful. Yes, Biju Prabhu.
So, are we saying we should not be suggesting this to a non-devotee, right?
That's what Krishna said, but we are doing it now.
Right.
Why are we doing it? Especially in a level 1, somebody may not be a devotee, but we teach them Bhagavad Gita.
Right. So my experience is, Mataji, I've never done it because I never felt I'm qualified enough to tell that. Okay. Second, they are not in a receptive mode. So that's been my experience. So I've never promoted even till date. Only when the discussion happens within the devotees, then there is a common discussion which happens. Otherwise, to a non-devotee,
When Prabhu calls you and say you have to take level 1 class from tomorrow, won't you do
right?
it? That's preaching, no?
Yes, yes, yeah, yes.
When
Yeah,
you
yes,
do
from
that, your audience, your students will be non-devotees also.
yeah, it's a mix of both.
Huh?
It will be a mix of both, right? Few would be devotees,
Ah.
few.
So, are you not going against what Krishna said? Krishna said, no, don't tell this to the devotees, but all in every level 1 class, that's what we are doing.
But this is also a seva, right? So does it not have more
Yeah.
weightage because you're
In
doing
the
a part
sense,
of seva?
even though Krishna has said not to do it, a devotee take that risk to do it because a devotee wants to give that Krishna consciousness to all of them. Okay.
Yes.
So why Krishna is saying this is because Krishna don't want his teachings to be misunderstood by someone, or Krishna don't want people to misinterpret Bhagavad Gita in a wrong way. So
Right.
devotee take the risk. Like for example, the 9th offense to the holy name is not to tell the glories of the holy name to a faithless person. But we always do, especially in the 6th chapter, we tell them how to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. They might be faithless, but we're telling them the holy name because the devotee take that risk to spread Krishna consciousness. Even though it is an offense, still that devotee takes that offense. Okay, that is one reason. Yes, Avik Prabhu. Anything else?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, another reason is Krishna has given the Bhagavad Gita. But how to implement the Gita? For that, Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And
Yes.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order is Jade Dekho Tare Kho Krishna Upadesh Amaragga Guru Hoya Taravi Desh. And
Yes.
all our acharyas also did that in line with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order. And it
Yes.
is the Yuga Dharma to preach. Harinam Sankirtan is Yuga Dharma of this
Yes.
Kali Yuga as prescribed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we preach to non-devotees also.
Yes. So Krishna gave the philosophy and went, but Krishna came as God. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as a devotee. Panchatattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupa. He came as Bhakta Rupa in the form of a devotee. And devotees are more merciful than Krishna. And he is Krishna himself, but he again changed the whole plan and said that Yare Deke Tare Kahe Krishna Upadesh. Whoever you see, you have to talk about Krishna. So Krishna have said not to do it, but when he came as a combined form with Radharani, because Radharani is more merciful than Krishna. Somebody asked Prabhupada, who is more merciful, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna? And what did Prabhupada reply? Who's more merciful? Is it Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahavadanyaya Avatar.
Yeah, Mahavadanyaya Avatar. But what was Prabhupada's reply? Prabhupada didn't reply that. Prabhupada replied, it's not Mahaprabhu or Krishna, it's Radharani who's more merciful. Why? Because Mahaprabhu became merciful because of Radha Bhav. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anyaya. He is not different from Radha and Krishna. So when Krishna is alone, he's not so merciful. He gives you a lot of points, like you have to surrender first, then only I'll accept. But when he came in combined form with Radharani as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became merciful. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became merciful because of the Radha Bhav in him. Okay, so the Radharani is more merciful, he says. That's why we always call out to Hare. Hare is Radharani. So she is the one who actually recommend. Because if Radharani recommends someone to Krishna, Krishna cannot reject. So that's why when Radharani, in our temple especially, Radharani is standing like this with the right hand, like this. So we keep anything in Radharani's hand that will directly go to Krishna. So it's very important. Radharani's role is very important there. Okay, so he says, Ma Shuja, do not hear also in the 66th sloka. In 68, he says, Ya idam paramam guhyam matvakteshu apidarshati bhakti mam paramam kritva mame vaishyasi asamshayaha. So he says, one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, your devotional service is guaranteed. And he will come back to it. So that's why now we understand we preach because of this. And there is a hidden agenda when you preach. Because Krishna says, whoever preach this Bhagavad Gita to devotees, they get pure devotional service and they can go back to Krishna. So that's why preaching is very, very important. And once you complete Bhakti Shastri, as Prabhu said, we'll never be qualified, Prabhu. How much of a janma we take, how much of a courses we do and how much ever we do read the scriptures, we still feel that we are not qualified. We will not be qualified because nobody can know everything about Krishna. So recently I was forcing all my Bhakti Shastri students to take level 1 class. I give them interns opportunity to, because I want them to preach. And they're very good in philosophy and things like that. So one Mataji was not, I was behind her for 6 months. And last month she took, and finally she was saying that, Mataji, what will I do if somebody asks me some questions which I don't know? I'm like, just tell them I don't know. That's it. Very simple. Why you have to know everything about everyone? Like nobody knows everything about Krishna. And if somebody says, I know everything, that person is lying because Krishna is unlimited. You cannot know everything about everyone. Somebody asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you know everything about Krishna. So Prabhupada replied saying that, I know what Krishna want me to know. Actually, Prabhupada is a great devotee. He knows everything, but he's so humble saying that, I know what Krishna want me to know. Similar, I told her, you don't become small or you don't become ashamed in front of others if you say, I don't know the answer. What is wrong in that? And you can even say that, please, can someone else answer this question and so that I can also learn. So it's your humility. So nothing wrong. And she always, after the class, put that message to me and I give a voice message. If I don't know, I approach my Shiksha Gurus. And then we can tell them that I'll refer and come back to you. Nothing wrong in that. But you have that confidence because when you preach, you get the mercy from the whole parampara. The whole Guru Parampara will be very pleased because you are preaching what Krishna wanted, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati says, only a dead man will not preach. So we should preach. We're doing Bhakti Shastri degrees for that. We study, and it's like when you teach, your knowledge increases more and more. And this is the main, it's called the preaching is the essence, books are the basis, purity is the force in ISKCON. So we should all preach in whatever small way we know, and so that Krishna will be very pleased with us. Nachattasman manisheshu kashchit me priya krittamaha pavitach nacha me tasmat anya priyataro bhuvi. And Krishna says, there is no servant in the whole world who is more dear to me than, nor will there be ever be one more dear. In the sense, those who preach Krishna consciousness become very dear to Krishna. Just imagine how much dear Srila Prabhupada would be. Because of that one pure soul, the whole world became Krishna conscious. So how much dear will be Prabhupada to Krishna? That's why it says, Kintu Prabhuya Priya Eva Tasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravi. The Guru is very, very dear to Krishna. So that's why we may not be qualified to go to Krishna, but we become the disciples of Prabhupada. We are all, if you've taken initiation from Prabhupada's disciples, we will become the grand disciple of Prabhupada. So Prabhupada can take us back. Abdeshte chaya imam dharmyam sabbadam avayoho jnana yajnena tenaham ishtasyam iti me mati. So I declare that he who studied the sacred conversation of our worship, of us, worship me by his intelligence. So when you study Bhagavad Gita, we are actually worshipping Krishna with our intelligence. Yeah, you can give 4 things to Krishna. Prana, Artha, Diya, Vacha. Prana, you can give your life to Krishna. Not possible. Artha, you can give your money to Krishna. That many of you are doing. That's because of that we have a nice temple come up. So you can give your Artha to Krishna. Or Diya, you can give your intelligence to Krishna by preaching and doing so many other help to spread Krishna consciousness. And Vacha, your words to Krishna by preaching. Shraddhavan anasuyascha shrunuyat apiyo naraha so api mukta shubha lokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attain to the auspicious planet where the pious dwell. Okay. So Krishna also says, Chetasa sarva karmani mai sannyasa matparo. Okay, so that the 57th sloka is going back. Okay, so here it is said that in all activities we have to depend on Krishna, and always under his protection we have to do devotional service in full consciousness of Krishna. The last instructions. So one has no goal in life save and except acting in Krishna consciousness just to satisfy Krishna. And while working in that way, one should think of Krishna only. And have been appointed to discharge this particular duty by Krishna. While acting in such a way, one naturally has to think of Krishna. This is perfect Krishna consciousness. Okay. And now one may argue that Arjuna was acting under personal direction of Krishna. But when Krishna is not present, how should one act? If one act according to the direction of Krishna in this book, as well as under the guidance of the representative of Krishna, the result will be the same. Okay. So we can follow the instructions. That is Vani. Bhagavad Gita is the Vani of Krishna. And it should come from Parampara. One should act according to the order of Krishna. That's a very particularly important point. That order of Krishna comes through disciplic succession. You can see Abhaycharan taking instructions from his guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and they became Bhakti Vedanta, Abhayacharana, Ravinda. So therefore, the spiritual master order should be taken as the prime duty of life. And if one gets a bona fide spiritual master and act according to his direction, then one's perfection of life in Krishna consciousness is guaranteed. So now Krishna gives an option to Arjuna. Like, do you want to follow, or you're free to do what you want? Yada chasi tada kuru. Okay, so Krishna doesn't interfere in your minute independence. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, you heard this, so you want whatever you want, you can do. And then he says, Parishye Vajanam Tava. I accept this instruction, Krishna. So he accepted. Okay. Nashta moho smridir labdva tvat prasadan maya chuta siddho asmigata sandeha parishye vachanam tava. So he says, I'm prepared to act according to your instructions. Because Krishna says, Krishna is giving an option to Arjuna, but Arjuna now accepted. So we should also do that. Krishna has given us the options. No. So Vyasadev have, with the mercy of Vyasadev, Sanjaya heard this conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. Otherwise, you wouldn't have heard this. No? So we have to come under disciplic succession. Then only we'll be able to hear. So when Sanjaya heard this, Sanjaya was so happy to hear the whole Bhagavad Gita. And Dhritarashtra also heard, but Dhritarashtra was not purified because he had a lot of anarthas and he was not a devotee. But Sanjaya, on the other hand, was a devotee. So he's like, I'm remembering all this conversation and I'm so happy to hear it again and again. So that's what Vyasadeva, when Sanjaya says, Vyasa prasadaj shrutavan edat bhukhyam aham param yogam yogeshwara Krishna sakshat kadayada swayam. With the mercy of Vyasa, I have heard these most confidential talks directly from the master of all mysteries of Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjuna. So by the mercy of Vyasadeva, Sanjaya was able to hear everything. And one has to understand Krishna not directly, but through the medium of spiritual master. The spiritual master is a transparent medium. Although it is true that their experience is still direct, it is the mystery of disciplic succession. Okay. So after hearing all this, the 78th sloka, very important sloka, Krishna says, Sanjaya says this, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanodara Tatra Sri Vijay or Bodhi Rupani Tirmama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will be all for certain victory, certainly opulences, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. This is my opinion. So by saying this verse, what is Sanjaya trying to tell Dhritarashtra? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. What is it Sanjaya telling to Dhritarashtra?
Krishna is the ultimate God.
Yes.
Dhritarashtra is not going to win the war.
Yeah, Dhritarashtra is not going to win the war, or his son Duryodhana and others will not win, because he gave the clue that Arjuna is going to win the war. Yes. Okay. And he's saying, yes, Yatra Yogeshwar, Krishna is a Yogeshwar, so he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And wherever Krishna is, there's victory. So Sanjay is indirectly telling, because Krishna is in the side of Pandavas, they are going to win. And he's saying that they will not win. Duryodhana and others will not win. Okay. So this quick breakout room, you have to identify and discuss the relevance of significant verses from 56 to 78. Most important, if you think what is the most important verse between 56 and 78 for your personal application. Okay. Self-finish this and come back to that. That is the mood and mission. You should be able to understand what is the mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada. You should also give example of Prabhupada's life with 6 times of surrender. We already saw that, no? 6 items of surrender. And also Prabhupada says, so to study Bhagavad Gita is to understand Krishna factually. When a person is in full knowledge, he naturally surrenders to Krishna. When Arjuna understood that it is Krishna's plan to reduce the unnecessary increase of population, he agreed to fight according to Krishna's desire. And Krishna wanted them to get liberation, no? And he again took up his weapon, the arrow and bow, to fight under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita is not an ordinary book written by a poet or a fiction writer. It's spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padma Vinasya. It came from the lotus mouth of Krishna. So any person fortunate enough to hear these teachings from Krishna or from his bona fide spiritual representative is sure to become a liberated person and get out of the darkness of ignorance. So we'll come back to the breakout room. So I just have a quick breakout room. So discuss, identify and discuss the relevance and significant verses. Okay, for your personal application, how you apply it in your personal life and how that helps you to grow in bhakti. Go through 56 to 78. Just go through the translation. You will come to know what are the 3 important verses. Then we'll have the attendance posted. So as we already discussed, next Monday we'll have the sloka first. No, you all got sloka exam first, then the theory. Okay, I'll have a breakout room. Hare Krishna. Mataji, can you post the attendance link? Okay, so from room number 1,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
from room number, yes,
Deepa here. Yeah, Deepa here.
yes.
So we discussed in our breakout room. We find out that shloka number starting from shloka number 58. We found that if we become Krishna conscious, then there are many hurdles which we face in our life when we start our spiritual journey. So all the obstacles that we face in our conditions life, by the grace of the Lord, we overcome it. So we thought that this is an important shloka. After that, we uh, have gone through this shloka number 61, where it is said that Krishna is in everyone's heart. So as a Paramatma, Krishna always guides us what is right and what is wrong. The inner sense also tells us if we do something wrong, then it tells us that when it guides us. And Krishna is the knower of all our past, present, and future. So he is witnessing all our activities, but as a conditioned soul, we forget everything. So this shloka is, we thought, important because Krishna is guiding us throughout our lives. Then in shloka number 65, here it is saying, Krishna is saying that he promises, it is said in the translation that I promise you this because you are my dear friend. So Krishna is saying that always think of me, means become my devotee, worship me, means make everything Krishna centered. Then only we will achieve means our sadhana better, and we can become devotees, good devotees of the Lord. And then we switched on to shloka number 66, where it's written that abandon all varieties of religion. So here Krishna is saying that don't fear. He will deliver us from all the sinful reactions. But to just abandon all varieties of religions, like different type of, we have there are very type of we have the we have to serve our family, our professional life, this, that, everything. So there are varieties of things in which we are surrounded. So if we just surrender to Krishna and if keep everything Krishna centered, then whatever sinful reactions we get, he will deliver, Krishna will deliver us out from that. And for that he is saying that don't be fear, please don't fear. And then last the shloka number 78, where wherever there is Krishna, there will certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. So if we become Krishna conscious and we start taking our sadhana in a very good way, and so that we can advance further, then certainly we will get victory, in sense of that we will be good devotees of the Lord. So all these shlokas we found important. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Room number 2.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanak Pranam. We had a wonderful discussion, Mataji, in the breakout room. Deepa Mataji said wonderfully and covered all the relevant points. I would just like to add a few points, whatever discussion we had, Mataji. The main shloka that we discussed was 65, text number 65, Padmana, our Mother Bhakto. Always Shri Krishna, become Shri Krishna, devotee, worship Shri Krishna, offer homage to Shri Krishna. To that point, that shloka we found relevant in this age of Kali, because so much hardship we face, being a school student or a corporate person, a working person. Everyone has their own hardships and struggles. but in the course of their life, they forget Shri Krishna and never think of him. And think that if they go after money, then they will get the status, fame, opportunity, opulence, material possession. So it is much like I found it relevant in this stage of study. And next to the famous slogan, abandon all varieties of religion, surrender unto Shri Krishna, because people in the way of life or in their journey, they see many different people and always try to approach different kind of demigods, the different demigods, and pray to them and forget Shri Krishna, because they think that if I do this Krishna or do this kind of the just an answer, then I will reach fame. I will get material possession, money. So they forget Shri Krishna and they don't. But in this shloka, Shri Krishna personally says that we need to abandon all different ways of religion, just surrender to Shri Krishna. Then one more shloka we discussed was, which I never agree with the Deepak Mataji as well. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mysteries, wherever there is Krishna, the supreme master, there is also certainty, opulence, victory, extraordinary power, morality. So that is 100% true in this age of study as well. Srila Prabhupada also says that we need to fight and have faith in Shri Krishna and give our best to Shri Krishna and surrender everything to Shri Krishna. Then only we can achieve the perfection of life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Room number 3.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Ours is room number 3, right? Because we were 4 of us. We could not interact much. Maybe we were out. But I will add few points which we could touch upon. One is an important aspect said, which is Mad Vyapashraya, which is acting under the direction of Krishna, spiritual master, wherein once we are conscious about following the orders of the master, then whatever challenges we face, we would overcome. And there's no time limitation or restriction when we are in this path. Also, when we absolutely surrender and to Krishna, Krishna helps us as a friend. So most of the points are already covered. And as I said, we could not really discuss much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, anything to add? Or can we stop?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Raj Lakshman.
Mataji, this time how many questions we'll get and what are the options, Mataji, in the sense total number of questions and out of which how many we need to attempt?
Yeah, that's all on that day of exam.
Call ये time, normal time. For sure evening. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, one question, there is some doubt. Can I ask?
Yes.
It is from the closed book questions. And it
No,
says...
that you discuss in Bhakti Vriksha Mataji. If you can't, then put me a personal message. Okay?
Yes, Mataji, there is some doubt.
That's what you put a personal WhatsApp message. Okay?
In WhatsApp? Okay.
Yes,
Mataji.
yes. Okay,
Okay.
Hare Krishna everyone. There's some background noise. That's why. Pancha Kalpadurubhascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha